why I feel it's important for us as a nation to stay in shape. Not only spiritual is the most important thing, but here's the thing: the scriptures teaches us how to. If you follow the scriptures, the law, statutes, and commandments, you won't be in bad health. You also have to apply. You can't lead a sedentary lifestyle. You can't just be, we as a people, man, we have this problem. Like, we don't work out. Like, after we get a certain age, we feel like, we just want to walk around and look fly and, look style and profile and all that right there. But our counterparts, the Gentiles that we live amongst, you got to put something into perspective. We have to put things in perspective. You know why they move into a gentrified area? Well, one, in order for you to live in this area, you have to have some sort of moxie about yourself. In other words, one, you have to feel safe. Now, they feel safe. Why? Because they have they're more police patrolling the area, as opposed to in the 80s and 90s, there was none of that. They were doing that before I left New York in '91. There was hardly any police patrolling New York and Harlem, right? But now that it's become gentrified, now you see them all over. You see them in places where you would not normally see them back in the 80s. You'll see them on 125th Street, because the Gentiles, these Caucasians, they end up they commute from either 125th, via the Metro North, or a lot of them live uptown in these places. So they're going to make sure that they're protected. Number two, a lot of these people who are moving up here, they are, if you notice them, a lot of them are fit. You know what I'm saying? They take good care of themselves. I mean, they have the financial means to do that, but we do too. We sell ourselves short. But I never see none of us really working out like that. Very few. You have see a lot of us up here, especially in the northern area. You see most of us still we get our workout in, but in the south, forget it. I saw a video statistics saying that 85% of our sisters are obese. That's horrible. 85% of the women in our community are obese. Okay, and let's keep it straight, fellas. For us, we don't run. We don't take care of our bodies. We don't exercise. We do a little here, but you need cardio. Yeah, you might want to lift weights and all that right there. Yeah, you're strong, but you gotta get that cardio in. Ride a bike. Run. I think running is way more. It's way more. You get more out of running than you do bicycling, in my opinion. And I know because I used to ride bikes a lot, but I feel that I got better results from running than I did bicycling. Because you got to travel so much far on a bicycle, and you got to see some results. Whereas when you run, doing sprints, high intensity workouts, training, something like that, HIIT. Fashion your body. Why I say this? Why is it important for us to do that? Because it's going to be a time sooner or later. You got to be prepared for war. Spiritually, it's a spiritual thing that's going on, guys. A spiritual thing that's happening. And what a lot of us don't see it, but those who are awake can see it. You got to prepare yourself for war spiritually. Okay? Spiritually, mentally, and physically. Therefore, you cannot indulge in the things that you once did. All that fat back and all that fried chicken and fried chicken and macaroni and cheese, collard green with pork and all that stuff. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's the God that I serve. I do not serve any other God other than that. Okay? Second, if you're a Muslim, this does not apply to you. Because a lot of Muslims, they don't, they believe that, you can eat the shellfish and all that right there. But they stay away from pork, but they eat shrimps and all that. I don't subscribe to that. You're not supposed to eat anything other than what the scriptures tells you to eat. Okay? You're not supposed to eat. As far as the sea is concerned, all fishes with scales. Period. That's it. All fishes with fins and scales. That's what you eat. Now, a lot of people, you got people out here. I saw this brother, and I love this. I like this brother's YouTube channel. His name is Go Black to Africa. I saw him eating alligator, and when he was in Africa, and I was like, "Yo, bro, you're not even supposed to be eating that, bro. I mean, you claim that I want to get this correct because I know he says that he believes that we're the children of Israel. I don't know if he believes that or not. I don't know. But if he does believe that, and if you believe that, then you have to know that you cannot eat alligator, bro. And he was eating alligator on his show, and I'm like, yo, bro, you ain't supposed to be eating that. I like the brother's platform. I think it's a dope platform. He's very informative, and he's talking about because I myself want to get out of here. I want to leave America. I just gotta have some things I need to take care of before I can do that. But for the most part, I want to get out of here. I'll be posting videos of where I am. But we have to understand and learn the ways of the Most High. Because if you learn it and apply it, you won't be healthy. You won't be unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? You won't be predisposed to high blood pressure. I ain't gonna lie, I was predisposed to my blood pressure was elevated. But that was because I was not working out, I was not running. You know what I'm saying? But it's since been under control. Not taking any blood pressure medication or anything like that. I believe that when you start going down that path, you start opening doors for other ailments for you because the pharmaceuticals and the medical facilities, they work hand in hand with each other. So I just don't disagree. So I do whatever I can. If it's getting dandelion tea, nettle tea, horsetail, those things right there. Eating healthy, eating beets, just running, working out, doing cardio. You have to apply these things. Eating. I love garlic anyway. I put garlic in my food all the time. Just making sure that you're taking care of your body, taking the necessary. You also need vitamin vitamin D3. Take all these things. And trust in the Most High. Trust in the living God, Yahweh. I speak it and I believe it. So therefore I am it. I speak and I live it. So therefore I am it. I live by the word. I live by the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So this is how I live, day to day. You know what I'm saying? My life is governed to the scriptures, to the laws, statutes, and commandments of the living God. And so I have to, I want us to have to understand as a people that we have to take care of our bodies as a people, because it's going to come a point in time when we're going to have to you might have to ante up. And some of you are not fit for duty. Some of you are obese. You can't run from here to from 5 steps. And we got some strong, powerful brothers, but you strong, but then you can't run. You can't run the distance. You can't, if you're being chased after, or if you're chasing an enemy, or if you need to go and you gotta be on point. You gotta prepare. My mind, I guess the way I look at things is I prepare my mind for war. On any stage, be it spiritually, mentally, and physically. You have to prepare yourself. I mean, am I a man of war? No. But I understand that we are living in strange times. We are living in tumultuous times. We are living in a time when anything goes. When you are here in the land of the Gentiles, you don't know what you're going to encounter. So you got to prepare yourself for that. We have to prepare ourselves for that as a nation. Stay away from eating all that butter. Don't get me wrong. I have my little things, which is my biggest thing is sweet. I have a sweet tooth. But how I mitigate that, I eat lots of fruits. You know what I'm saying? I love bananas. I love, just different things. I love apples. I love all fruits. I love vegetables. I love good food, healthy food, clean food. I don't eat rice anymore. I stopped eating rice. What I eat now is I eat farro, and I just eat, accordingly. I'm 48 by the grace of the living God. I'm 48 years old, and I just, I have to be on point. I want to be able to, still, I want to be on point, prepared. I'm not nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm working towards that. And I think as a nation, we have to be on point with that too. We have to learn to, if you have the money or the means, indulge in martial arts. Take up, start implementing cardio. You have to implement cardio in your day-to-day routines. But apply certain tactics to your lifestyle. Stay away from all of that YouTube. I mean, not YouTube. Unless it's educational. I don't mind you going on YouTube unless it's informative and educational. But stay away from all that social media stuff. Everybody, we live this sedentary lifestyle, but nobody want to. Everybody's sitting here looking fly and smoking cigars and doing all that right there. You too comfortable for me. You got to be out there working out. When you got that time, invest in your temple. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to prepare your body mentally, physically, and spiritually. Spiritually, and not order. To me, it's spiritual first. You got to prepare yourself for war mentally. Like I said, until you leave this country, unless you leave this nation, anything goes here, because the powers that be are steadfast in seeing our demise. They've used us to the point to where, okay, we got what we needed from these niggas, right? We used them to build up our cities, build up these cities. We build up DC and all this right there. We build up all these other nations. So now we don't need these niggas no more. Now we need to eradicate them. Some of us who they deem worthy, they put them in the, because they good enough to where they can make them money. I.e. Stephen A. Smith. You know what I'm saying? Who constantly goes against our people, but never. He apologizes to everybody else but our own. And I agree with Kwame Brown on that. He could have just apologized to you, but he apologized to them Asians. He apologized to them white people, right? He apologized to everybody else but us, his own. And that's the problem with us, man. But God has a way of humbling us. He has a way of humbling us. You know what I'm saying? Just like he did with Solomon. Solomon was the wisest and wealthiest king ever, right? But what happened when he did not, take heed to the Most High? All of that was taken away from him and was given to his neighbor, which was it was of his own. It was of his own people, no doubt. It was of Ephraim, an Ephraimite, but nonetheless, he still gave it to his neighbor. He said he gave the 10 kingdoms to his neighbor, his servant actually, and the other 2 he was able to keep, which was Benjamin and Judah. And he lived the rest of his days as a prince, and that's humiliating. But as it stands, the same could happen to you. All you guys who are in the media, and you reach a certain plateau and you feel that you can't get touched no more because you elevated yourself. God can make people come from the dust and make them into kings. And he can make kings and make them bring you to the dust. Never forget that. So I just wanted to give a short video as to why it's important for us as a nation to stay mentally, physically, and spiritually, not all in that same order. Spiritually first, mentally and physically. You have to get yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically prepared. While you're here in this nation, anything goes. You're going to be subjected to a lot of things, so you got to prepare yourself here while you're here. Spiritual warfare is all mostly spiritual, and then mental, and then physical. You're going to have to ante up, but we're going to have to do it as a nation, as one man. Here, unfortunately, we got to do it here. Until we go, or until some of us leave and are able to have that liberty to leave and to go to the glorious land, which the scriptures calls the glorious land, but it's Africa. Once we can go there, because I don't see no point of. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm tired of the cold weather. I don't want to be. I love the warm climate, but until that time, you got to prepare yourself mentally, spiritually, mentally, and physically. And you got to prepare yourself for war. These Caucasians, man, these white people, they getting brazen now. They doing things that they've never done back in the 80s before. Now they're getting brazen to the point to where it's becoming more noticeable for myself. I don't know if a lot of you, especially in the South, but in the South, what they're doing, they're attacking the people who they deem weak, like the 15-year-olds and the little, the smaller looking people. Don't get me wrong, this place is small, but that army guy who came at that young brother, because he talked about you trespassing in our neighborhood and all that right there. My God, that couldn't have been me. But all I can say is, like I said, they go to the right ones. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not wishing that comes on anybody, but you got to prepare yourself for that. We got to prepare ourselves mentally for that, physically, spiritually for that. You got to know your enemy, study your enemy, know their weakness, learn their weaknesses. You have to understand that this is you can't fall into that trap, but you got to always trust in the Most High. So that's all I got to say. Talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.